Heading northeastward along the southmost fringe, passing atop the view of the Worcester Delta, I found myself entering into the true wilds. I was leaving the towns of the council behind me, and was breaching into mostly uncharted territory. A scented breeze lingered up to me, north from the lowlands, the smell of salt and diesel accompanied with the last dulcet drones of the ship's horns. I knew as I headed further inland that this would be the last I would hear of such a familiar orchestra for some time. I could see the little houses, clustered like malevolent polyps on the delta's scrawling brooks, and clinging close to the water were the smokestacks of the portside factories. This last noxious gesture bid me farewell as I left the council's cutch. I had been to places like this before, where the residents choose not to show their faces nor dwell in great hives. Odd cottages smuggled into thick forest and desolate villages, a place to stumble upon disorientated ponies and the ruins of obsolete community. The buildings rarely stretch beyond a humble pair of stories. Like slugs, they cling close to the ground. It's not without its merits, though. Some of those terrible towers that remain in the cities make me feel sick. Some porcine local allowed me to sit and drink. It was nice to rest beside a fence once again and hear the melancholy cries of wildlife, both of which had become a rare oddity. They say places like this is how the whole world once was, an endless garden sprawl of hedges and patios, the great suburbia. It seems impossible compared to the ports, but the more time I spend in the overgrown ruins, the more possible it seems. The omnipresent garden before the flood. The smell of greenery was thick in the air, which, while making a welcome change to the stenches of the delta, can soon grow saccharine in its absoluteness. They don't have much respect for mariners in places like this, but then again, why should they? They are not beholden to the sea, they pay no care to the ever-changing coasts. Leviathan expects no tie from them, and they've not got one to give, which is why it is always to my surprise when I am so generously welcomed, albeit at an arm's length. I rested here for some undeciphered amount of time, and despite the populace's notoriety for feral tribalism, they were accommodating hosts if you proved to be no threat to them, although their unyielding desire to clad themselves in masks never did sit comfortably with me. That said, I'd rather be in the company of those who dress like hogs and sacrifice their undesirables than the supposedly civilised Mosleyites.